From where I can check the mic first?
Eduardo, can you please
Speak, Eduardo. Speak.
Testing. Hello, I'm. Hello, I'm Eduardo Lobo, the best anchor ever.
And I'm Baljeet Singh, the second best anchor ever. Today is Thursday, November 30, and this is the international edition of The Connection, our bi-weekly newscast brought to you by the Broadcast Media Program at ATC.
Test. Fine, over and over.
On November 22nd, Constable Martin went to École Guillot to discuss internet safety with grade 5 and 6 students. With more on the story, here is Amanjit Singh.
The constable's goal is to spread knowledge and awareness about internet safety, as well as the precautions needed to be safe on the web. This speech is intended for students that may not have seen the bad side of the internet.
Today we're going to be reviewing online safety, as it's a very important topic, and since we're in elementary school, it's important to educate the children so they can start getting the proper tools and education before they hit junior high or high school. So we're going to be talking about online safety.
The teachers and staff at École Guillot appreciate what Constable Martin is doing and think it's important for students to hear it from an expert.
I think it's important that they hear it from a police officer who has had a lot of experience dealing with the downside of the internet, because for children it's difficult to understand that it crosses the world. They don't have the global perspective. They still live in a very sheltered community, and that's the limit of their experience, and it's the global aspect is too difficult to comprehend. They need to hear it from somebody who's seen the downside.
Students learn lots of things from this presentation, like how cyberbullying can hurt people and how you can keep your social media profile safe and secure.
I learned that cyberbullying can hurt people and that it isn't a good thing to do, and that you can prevent that by changing your password to difficult things that you can remember but other people might not be able to guess.
Constable Marty discusses internet safety with grade 5 and 6 students to ensure that they navigate the internet safely. At École Guillot, reporting for The Connection, I am Amanjeet Singh.
On November 24th, Glenlawn Collegiate hosted family of schools for session on mental health. They were also joined by a guest speaker for Project 11. With more on the story, here's Jamie Way.
Visitors flooded into the Glenlawn Theatre Friday morning to learn more about mental health. The day began with a presentation by Craig Heisinger, Assistant General Manager of the Winnipeg Jets and speaker for the Project 11 team. Heisinger spoke about Believe in RIP, the story of Rick Rippin, a former Manitoba Moose and NHL player who passed away of mental illness in 2011.
The message is a lot of things that we talked about with his struggles with mental illness and anxiety and depression, and things that he wanted to be able to help kids with. And so it's basically my words with his message, and it's about sharing, it's about caring, it's about using your friends, it's about taking the time to listen. It seems to me a lot of the people that suffer from anxiety and mental wellness and depression think they're alone, and they're not alone. And the more we get out the message out to remove the stigma that mental illness is just another injury, just because it doesn't have a crutch or a cast or a band-aid on it doesn't mean it's not a real injury. It is. And there's just like if you had a cast on your leg, your friends would help you up the stairs at school. Well, your friends will help you in this situation too.
After the Project 11 team's presentation, those that attended stopped for a snack before heading to a couple individual sessions. The sessions included topics such as helping students manage anxiety, strategies for promoting mental wellness, and mindful self-compassion.
I think people just have to have the courage to listen and to be a friend. There's lots of resources out there, but you don't need to be a doctor to help. What you really need to do is be a caring, compassionate person with a little bit of time to be a friend.
The next of these mental health sessions will be held on February 2nd. At Glenlawn, for The Connection, I'm Jamie Weeb.
Last week, Glenlawn Collegiate held an open mic event for students. The event gave students a chance to perform poems and writings they have created. This event allowed the students to speak about whatever they wanted. Every year, Glenlawn creates a book called Ignite. The book is a platform that allows students to submit art piece, poem, and so on. This event was part of that. The book is on its 7th year, and it doesn't look like it will stop soon.
students came in and they shared whatever. It was an open mic, and it's an opportunity for spoken word. There's mostly original work that was here. A couple of students actually, did some pieces that have already been published. Things that perhaps were not necessarily originally as poetry, but were presented as poetry, and it was quite powerful. This is our 7th year in Ignite, and this is our 7th year of doing the spoken word. We've probably done close to 10 or 15 spoken word events, and each one is always different. We never know what's going to happen because, as I said, it's an open mic. We invite students, tell them to come and share their words, and then we just wait to see what happens.
During parent-teacher conference at École Saint-Germain, the library was converted into a mini bookstore. Students and their parents were able to purchase and enjoy some new reading material. The book fair helped encourage young people to enjoy reading books at home. It provided a good place for students and parents to spend their time in between their meeting with the teachers. The book sale took place over 2 days, and many different genres and style of books were for sale.
This week, Marion School put on their semi-annual family feast, which brought together families from the community. The feast menu consisted of everything a typical American Thanksgiving dinner would have. The students prepared items such as mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, and boiled vegetables. The event was a total success, as nearly 50 people showed up, many of them parents of current students. Marion School Principal Alice Young says the event was put on to connect the community.
This event is about bringing the community together. It's called a community feast. We do these twice a year. This one happens to be turkey this time in honor of American Thanksgiving. And it's all about bringing families into the building for parent conferences, but also giving them a chance to get together and chat and talk to their neighbors and enjoy a meal that's prepared by the children. So the students have made all of the meal. Except for the turkey, they've done everything.
The Arts and Technology Center is busy this week preparing for a large community meal. Every year, the school puts on a senior dinner to make connection between the school and the community. Now let's throw it down to Braden Augustine, who's with ATC Principal Brian Cameron.
All right, thanks guys. I'm here at the annual Seniors Dinner at ATC with Principal Brian Cameron. Brian, how long has ATC been putting on this event?
This is our 24th year.
And how many people are expected to attend?
We're expecting about 400 seniors to be here tonight.
And what's on the menu today?
It's a typical holiday meal. It's turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and salad and some kind of a dessert. Something you would usually have at the holiday time.
And what is the purpose of the Seniors Dinner?
Well, it's really a culmination of what our culinary arts program and our baking and pastry program have been doing in their entire time at ATC. This is what they've been training for. This is what they've been getting ready for. So, and catering a really large group of 400 people is exactly what they've been coming to school for. But it's also connecting the rest of the school, because we have a lot of volunteers that come out and help serve and help in other ways around to make the whole event go well. We actually even this year have one of the elementary schools is coming to give away some Christmas cards to all the attendees. So, connecting to the community also is an important part of what we do, and that's really what it all comes down to.
All right, and thanks, Mr. Cameron. And we're going to send it back up to the news desk.
On Friday, November 13th, Samuel Burland School hosted a grade 8 boys volleyball tournament. The event was put on to raise money for the Huntington Society. Junior high teams from across Winnipeg competed in fun-friendly competition. Many members of the community came out and volunteered their time for the event, including referees, scorekeepers, and parents. With help from the community, over $900 was raised for the Huntington Society of Canada. Jeff Bowes, coach of the John Pritchard Panthers, says that tournament means a lot to his team because it increased awareness and attention for Huntington's disease.
I think they're pretty surprised about the whole thing because they know I have Huntington's disease, but we're a little bit surprised that this whole tournament was put on and it has the funds going to the Hunting and Society of Canada. So they're pretty excited.
It was a busy couple of weeks for hockey, so now we will send it over to Karina for more in sports.
Thanks, Baujit. The GH Browns Broncos had a tough game last Monday at the Southdale Community Center against the Shrewsbury Titans. This exciting game saw many goals scored against both teams, making it a great game to watch. Let's take a look at the highlights. Picking it up in the second period with only one goal scored against them, Shrewsbury number 13 wins the puck out the way to the GH Browns goalie, with number 4 waiting for a quick snap into the net. Later in the period, number 8 snapped the puck into the net, making the score 3-2. Shrewsbury saw a great first two periods as number 20 made a great assist into the net with number 6. GH Browns saw a great third period when number 11, Kate McKee, scored their 5th point and McKee's first of the game. Soon after, Josh Bender Millen gets a sudden breakaway and scores, making the score 6-6. 1 minute later, Shrewsbury number 19 scores, making it 7-6. Shrewsbury comes out victorious in this great matchup at the Southdale Community Center. Now we have an exciting game at Jonathan Tovies Community Center between Miles Mack and Dakota. Let's take a look at this thrilling game. This game was a race for the lead in the first period with Dakota barely leading 3-2. Dakota secures their lead by placing 2 nice goals top shelf in the second period. They proceed to break down Miles Mack even further by scoring 3 good goals in the last period, finishing strong with an 8-2 victory. Number 27, the GH Broncos played against Westwood at Southdale Community Center. In the third period of game, the shoe is on the other foot. In the first period, Westwood scores 2 goals. The first goal of the game was spotted by number 80, and the goal was an assist. The second goal of the game was scored by number 8, after an attempt by number 9. This, folks, is why you go hard until the whistle. Coming down the ice into Westwood's defensive zone, the Broncos number 18 toe drags around Westwood's goalie, putting up their first goal of the game. The assist goes to number 11. In the second period, the Broncos number 11 goes top shelf to put up one more goal for the Broncos. But in the last period, the game changed. Westwood got 3 points in the last 7 minutes. Westwood would take home the win, defeating the Broncos 6-5. Last Tuesday, Steinbeck played College John Solway at the Jonathan Tovies Community Center. It was an exciting matchup between the two, as they faced off in an action-packed game. Let's look at the highlights. The first period flew by with only one goal being scored for Steinbeck. Second period, the game took a hard turn when both teams started to throw some big checks at one another. In this period, John Solway scored 1 goal when one of Steinbeck players kicked the puck into the net. Also, 85 received a heavy hit into the board and went down. For the third period, during this number 9 gets hit checked by 16. This will draw a penalty. Steinbeck would then score a goal on John Solway, off and no. Final score was 2-3, a win for Steinbeck. We can't cover every game, but we can show you their outcomes. Here a recap of the past 2 weeks in sports. hour for the sports. Now back to Baljit and Eduardo at the news desk.
Thanks, Krina, the third best anchor ever.
Hey you, follow our social media.
Settle down, Eduardo.
I'm sorry, I just really want all of you following us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook because, you know, we are awesome. We are fantastic. I don't know, we are incredible.
And we also have some events coming up too that we don't want you to miss. 2017 4A Boston Pizza Girls Provincial Championship on December 4th at 6 p.m. 2017 4A Boston Pizza Boys Provincial Championship on December 4th at 8 p.m. ATC League of Legends Tournament on December 12th at TBA. The final connection December 14th 11 a.m. That's all for the connection today, and remember to watch our final newscast on December 14th with Haitesh, Amanjit and Luisa.
Thank you for watching and have a great day.
Test, test.
Fine, over and over.
Exercising.